I always loved to photograph the night skies, especially Milky Ways. But since the visit of the Neowise comet in 2020, I was really impressed and more in love with deep sky photography. Hello and welcome to my channel. Today a video a little bit different from the usual. My usual, if you follow this channel, is to photograph on location landscape photography and wildlife photography. But today we are going to make astrophotography. And why? For two reasons. Because I do love to make astrophotography, also to photograph the Milky Way and try to make some deep sky objects photography. But the second reason is that in these days we have a comet passing nearby the Earth. And when I say nearby, is really far away, but we can photograph him. So this video is about how I do this kind of photography and to share with you how I do it in the field. Well, talking about gear, and let's start for the Milky Way and the stars in the night sky, you will need a very luminous lens, for example 1.8 lens like this, 35 millimeters. But of course if you shoot Milky Way, you will also need a wide angle lens like 24 millimeters, 16 millimeters, 14 millimeters, and all of them very luminous, like 1.4, 1.8 or 2.8. For me it's the maximum. If you use the f4, it will not be easy to make a good nightscape photography or a good Milky Way photography. But to help us in that kind of photography, we have this kind of gear, that is the move, shoot, move. I shoot with this move, shoot, move, and this helps me to make this kind of photography with minutes of exposure. If you don't use this equipment, you can only make 20, 25, 15 seconds of exposure because of the rotation of the Earth. And if you do a longer exposure, you lose that pinpoint stars, and you end up with trail stars. That it's something that you don't want in this kind of photography. So in order to make longer exposures, you will need equipment like this move, shoot, move to make that long exposures. What you gain with that? Well, you gain a longer time of acquisition of light, and of course you will gain sharpness and you will gain detail in photography. And let's keep in mind that we are photographing objects that are way above the sky and way beyond the Earth. So we need to catch a lot of light in order to have to see those objects. So last night I was able to catch the comet, which by the way it calls 12P Pons Brooks. I was able to catch him with this 70 to 200 lens from Tamron, which is a 2.8 lens, and of course we can use the zoom to reach more deep in the sky and to fill more the frame with the comet. But here start my problem, because this move, shoot, move really makes a good job, but it can only carry about 5 kilograms. And don't even try to think to put 5 kilograms in this one, because it doesn't work. So this lens here is about 1.6 kilos more the camera. It will make a combo about 4 kilos. It's not good. It doesn't work because well, it works, but you have to really be careful about how you put the lens and the camera here, and you can only make about 10 seconds of exposure. That will not be the best method to take sharp photos and detailed photos. So if you want to make deep sky photography, you will need an equatorial mount for you to be able to do this kind of photography. So I don't have it. I need to make things the way I can, and most of the times I try to make deep sky photography with this little fellow here, which by the way works really well. I did already make some photographies about the Orion Nebula, and the Lagoon Nebula also with a pretty good success. I was happy with the photos, but of course I can't have the amount of detail that I would love in these photos, but it works really good. So as I told you yesterday, I got the photography of the comet without a lot of detail, but it is what it is. It's the only thing I can do with this lens and this combo. And today I'm going to try something different. I'm going to try to catch the comet, but also the comet, but also the Andromeda galaxy in one more wide image. I always have to do 2 photographs in order to merge the photos. Why? Because when you are using the move, shoot, move, for example, if you make an exposure of 1 minute, the Earth will rotate, and when the Earth rotates, all of the background will be blurry with movement. You only get a sharp sky. So when you use this kind of method to make this kind of photography, it's mandatory to merge 2 photos. So I'm going to make 1 photo for the background, and again 1 photo or more photos for the sky. It is also very usual to make not only 1 photo but around 10, 20, 30, 40 photos, and then you merge all that photos and align them with proper software, and you end up with 1 photography with more sharpness, with more detail, and with more, of course, information. Well, so it is what it is, and I prepare everything before it's dark, because after darkness it will be more harder to prepare things, and then we start to shoot. Also, for the shooting process, you have to make one thing. You have to align this move, shoot, move with the Polaris star. So this device will be aligned with Polaris and will rotate accordingly to the Earth rotation. For that, I use this polar scope, and I point the polar scope to the Polaris, and I try to align this device to the Polaris. It's not easy, especially when you only use this device. You should use, for example, a laser or something like that, but I don't have it. My laser is out of power, so I can only align with this polar scope. So this is how it works. We are prepared to do it, and let's wait for the night, and let's hope that we have a clear sky without clouds. So let's go and hope for the best. Well, yeah, night is coming, and I am getting a little bit worried, because I am seeing a crescent number of clouds hitting the sky. So if I have clouds, I can't do anything. I can see they are growing a little bit, and I'm praying for them to go. Okay, so now it's dark enough to start our operations. I'm sorry, I might look like a little bit ghost here, but it's the only way for you to see me. So, okay, let's start the polar alignment and then wait for the comet to come by in the skies. Well, as expected, I'm having a lot of difficulties here. I have to abandon my idea of using a 35mm. It just doesn't work, it's too far away, and I needed longer exposures. I can only make 1 minute of exposure with the 35mm, 1.5 minutes, and it just doesn't work. So I changed to the 70 to 200 lens now, and I'm trying to make a 70mm exposure. And let's see, I did one already, and I can see the Andromeda and I can see the comet just as I wish. But the problem is that I only can make about 15 seconds of exposure. So I hope it can work, because I don't have another chance. So let's continue. I'm going to put my headlamp in the head, and let's see how this goes. I am starting to have problems with the battery of the headlamp. Everything helping now, so I have to polar align again I know that you don't see me, but it's the only way. Yes, I have to pull the line a little bit, it's a little bit off. 15 seconds of exposure to f2.8, 1600 of ISO, and a lot of prey. Well, and here it is, the final result. And I'm really happy with this result, especially taking into consideration that I don't have the tools to make anything better than this. So I really hope you enjoyed the photo, and I do hope that you can subscribe this channel for more videos and to help this channel to grow. Thank you very much, and see you on my next video.